So I guess this is a new video. I'm not sure how camera works. I think it was up to like 3 minutes on the other one. So it's just weird hearing myself speak and pulling myself back from these places, these identities, these skins, these facets of self-expression that are not the core of me. I feel like a weird science experiment. Maybe not so much an experiment that's taking an extreme view. It's possible. It's equally probable, but it doesn't really help my motivations to dwell in that imagery. Maybe not an experiment, but is it still an experiment if it's being allowed to play out? If it's, curated instead of imposed, or maybe like the difference between a game reserve with motion cameras and as opposed to like a lab or a zoo, although this feels more like a zoo than reserve. Zoo. Circus zoo hybrid. I like when things don't flow right. Maybe someday I'll post these. No, I will. That's how it goes. I'm speaking so slow. Feels like I'm forming the words before releasing them, not thinking and planning, structuring, presenting, which is what I just did there. It feels like forming them. It's like exhausting almost. Not physically, not emotionally. It's heavy, like breathing water. More like my lungs are wearing a large backpack. And every breath is like pulling against the straps. I don't know. Strange. It's strange. It's like everything inside lately, um, the imagery that's associated with my little candle here. I realized I couldn't see the flame in the back of the computer. The back of the computer might be burning. So my paper clips. This is one. I straightened them. This one I straightened too much, so I ended up bending it a lot more, but it was a lot straighter. I don't know, I can see all the imperfections. It's horrifying. I made a little coil today. Oh, look at that, another little wire. Where are we? We got it right there. Can you see the hole? Can you see the hole? I made this using a paper clip. I think this was a wrap, a rubber sealed wrap for a coil. Well, right, that's what it became. A rubber sealed aluminum wire wrapping for a cord, not coil. So strange. Keep pulling back. It's so easy for me to expand in these directions that I guess they're not me. Or not me right now. Right here, right now. I don't need to be me right now. You know? It's these places that I go, these people, these identities, these people, right? These identities, personas. They all come from a place of good and of wanting to build harmony and inclusion and fit in and care for someone else. And to a large degree, it's come from an unhealthy sacrificing, self-damaging. There's no real difference. Self-mutilating away. From a place just not understanding. Sometimes, and I'm able to pull back today, right now. That's really all I can speak for. From these situations, it's just caused me so much pain and confusion. I was listening to stories, some conspiracy thing. I was doing it on purpose, a little entertainment, believe I can somewhat handle it appropriately now. Appropriately, maturely, semi-centered. And MK Ultra came up. And, some other experiments, maybe, I don't know. It was just horrifying, there were other mentions, war and one of the things about realizing that nothing that I know in this world was ever real and is still not. Except for what I know that I can't speak. Is starting over from nothing, becoming absolutely nothing in every and any way imaginable, and I don't believe that I'm there yet. I think there's some big steps that have broken large chunks of who I thought I was, who I was led to believe I was, what I was led to believe I was. And the thing about knowledge is sometimes knowledge doesn't present itself as something. Which is the thing, right? Is if there's an absolute truth, its absolute opposite is also true. So sometimes knowledge doesn't present itself as something that you know, but as an awareness of what you don't know, of what we don't know, when one does not know. And, it's every day. It's just a reminder that I don't know myself. And what does that mean, right? What does that mean? So, what I think I know, what I believe I know, what I sense and feel and have experienced and proven to myself. I don't know who else is watching, who else cares to know, what else, where else, when else, whatever else. What I've proven to myself is some limits. I haven't lived a neat life. I haven't lived one life. I've lived thousands and thousands and thousands, maybe even a number that I can't comprehend of lives that have been messy. That in my lack of identity and in my lack of self, seeming lack of self, somehow managed to find borders, lines that I would not cross. I found situations that pushed me into decisions some that were really, really difficult, and I can't say I came out on the right side of them, but I'm here, fighting, doing better, and other decisions that I just totally got lost. So much for the talking keeping me here. And other decisions that have some decisions that have tested the boundaries of who I am, and other decisions that have granted me opportunity to represent the best of who I am. And the thing that confuses me is at the worst of myself, I don't, if at the worst of myself in comparison to what I hear, what I see, what I experience, what I've experienced from people. You know, live, you learn, you grow. Nothing too bad. Nothing great. You know, I'm on the other side of it, move on, right? And the places where I've been allowed to shine. It's not a place where I feel I did anything great, extraordinary, superhuman. It's just basic decency, stepping up, showing up. You know, when someone's dying, keeping them alive. You know, when someone's hungry, feeding them. It's not magic. It's just I don't, you know. And these moments stand out to me partly because they stand out so much to others. And the part of me that could be sad about that is not, you know, it's not here right now. It's not active. I can go down that road, I can feel that, but, well, in reality, the thing that troubles me more is you know, it's the capacity. It's not that I don't want to say it, it's just I'm looking for what it is exactly that bothers me. It's the stories, the crimes, the conspiracies, the movies, the realities, the history. troubles me is the capacity of others to do these things. And I guess it bothers me because that means that that capacity is in me somewhere. Though I trust myself, and I don't believe that those are paths that, at this point in my journey, I would go back through as if I've been there. I don't know, who knows what past lives have done, but the lives that I remember these last 40 years, I don't know. That's what really bothers me, is what are people really capable of? I've heard a story about a Rockefeller that paid to watch a cannibal tribe that bought a young Aborigine so that a cannibalistic tribe could eat her alive for his observation, entertainment, science, fascination, who knows what, who cares what the intention is. And I can't confirm that it's true. I didn't dig too much into it after I heard it the first time. After I heard it the first time in full detail. Apparently it was published in the newspapers at the time. I think it was in the 40s. It's not very far back. Maybe not the 40s. The 1890s maybe. That makes more sense. Is that really in me? I pray for forgiveness and showered blessings on a cow, on the thousands of cows that may have been involved in the process if I cheat and have cheese or a muffin or something. That's my journey. I get it. It's different than others. I'm not judging people's dietary decisions unless they involve humans. I am judging people's dietary decisions, but this is not the situation or the conversation where we're going. But in that regard, the point. Is that a human capacity? Is that something we all share? Is that the actual aberration? Where did these things come from? I felt rage. I remember in my teens. I wanted to do terrible things. They were pretty basic in the way that terrible things go, and they were to oppressors. To literal violent oppressors in my life. So as far as justifications for violence or aggression go, but even they were kind of contained and on a very aware level, understood to be impossible and implausible. Still inappropriate, though. 25 minutes. Just let it roll, huh? Let it roll. Let it roll. Let it roll. I don't know. The capacity of people no. So I've held on to those borders. And it's those borders. It's having ventured to those edges and seen myself. Seeing. It's having traveled to the edges of my capacity to be a part of this disorder, to immerse myself in it, and still being able to pull back. It's what I come back to. It's knowing where that edge lies, understanding why, and loving it. Loving it, good, bad, or indifferent. And I don't know, there's different ways to get to know oneself. For me, knowing myself in a worst case scenario has been easy. It's easy for me to shine when everything looks on fire. It's what I was built for. It's how I'm programmed, so to speak. But is it how I'm programmed? Or is it who I am shining through in the world that wants me to show it my worst? Who wants to push my worst to new levels? There's a lot more forces at play here, a lot more beings and worlds and situations at play here than I can even begin to understand. And I've seen a lot. Seen a lot. I've experienced a lot. My travels through this universe. And I guess the part of me that's coming from this place that pushes, that presses, that grinds, that tries to kill everything that we are, everything that we came here as, and are becoming again. That wants me to say something. Nothing. It wants me to say nothing. That's what it wants me to say.